Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Good morning, farmers. It's been a while, in-game I mean. It is now September 8th. Yeah, and the big field is finally ready. Actually, it was ready on the 7th. But of course, that was the first day of rain I've had in I don't know how long, so obviously it's going to rain on the day that the field's ready. So we had to wait one extra day. But that means if everything goes well, this field will be ready by the 11th to not harvest, but plant. So we're getting into, I said somewhere around the 10th we'll start seeding. And the other three fields down here, they're not ready yet either. I'm not too concerned about these fields. I mean, like I said before, we can hire lots of help. Well, four people at a time. If we get behind, and I think instead of us, it's not the back of the trailer. Haha. Well, it is the back of the trailer, not the back I need. But yeah, if we get too far behind, we can get help. But also, I don't want to seed every field myself. That would be just ridiculous. And I forgot when it rained to come down here and do the harvester. I think I was kind of ticked off. Like I checked the field, I'm like, oh, it's ready to harvest. And I checked the map, I'm like, oh, it's. I was down in the tractor, getting the tractor. I'm like, it's raining. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's raining. Of course it was going to rain. But today, yes, the big field. Now it's not going to yield that well for that reason right there. No manure. 0% manure. And only 82% of artificial fertilizer because the tank ran empty, and I was like, well, it's empty. I'm not going to run all the way up there, fill it, and come back. I'm trying to get to 20%. So the yield is going to be fantastic. It should be, you know, it's 7.5 hectares, so maybe just shy of 3 trailers I'm hoping for. I think that's the best we can hope for. As we saw, getting the fertilizer down is very key. Now we probably won't get no manure spread in this field for the winter either, because the most we can store is just barely enough to do the fields up by the farm. And so there's no really sense to come down here just to do this field, and then you probably think, well, it's the biggest field, you should do it. It doesn't really matter as long because you're still spreading the same amount of manure on field, so the yield altogether is going to be the same. But today, our only job, and it's going to be a long job, is to harvest this field. In a couple days, I'll start probably hiring workers to start seeding up by the farm. Just because those fields are ready. Not all spread both fertilizers. There's probably going to be one field that we have to seed ourselves, or 2 fields that we have to seed ourselves. We'll see as we go per field. I just don't really feel like seeding all the fields myself. That's just, yeah, that's too much of a process. But one step at a time. I need to focus on today, and today only. And yeah, this whole episode is going to be pretty much me harvesting, and it's going to take a while. This is the only time I wish I had a bigger harvester. This is the only field that you really need the bigger harvester, in my opinion. Well, I don't know. There could be a couple of the fields, those fields on the east-hand side of the map. I think there's one that, right over here. That's 5.82 hectares, so that's a decent-sized field as well. But would you really buy a harvester just for 2 fields? And especially the problem is one field's on one side of the map, the other field's on the other side of the map. Yeah, it's just that's a long haul in between. So what are we at for money? We're at 642. I'm hoping for 3 trailers. I think we said each trailer is 12 grand. So that's 36 grand. So yeah, that's pushing the 675 mark, and I'm not sure we can get that high. But we'll see. It's been a while since I harvested this field. Obviously, it's been a couple months. So I can't remember how many trailers I got off it. But that was double fertilization as well. So yeah, I can't really say what we're going to get. I don't think we'll get 3 trailers. I think they'll get like 2.5 or something like that. Let's see. Actually, it's filling up. Let's see. 30%, 8% of the field. That's 1/3. So like 3 combine fulls. Yeah, I would say probably 2.5. But we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? And for you, it's going to be like, I don't know, like a 25, 30-minute episode. So now you probably got to wait probably another 20 minutes before you find out. For me, it's going to take, probably over an hour and a half. If I remember for me to harvest this field, I think I'll be harvesting until about 11 o'clock at night. I think that's how long it takes. I can't believe I forgot to come down here. I think I was just, at first I was happy the field was ready for harvest. I even did the driving up thing and said, hey, good morning, farmers, and then the rain hit, and I think I said some words I haven't said on YouTube just yet, but it's like, are you kidding me? But a little more graphic than are you kidding me? I was like, yeah, thanks. Really? Now it's raining? I did do some house inspections in between. Maybe like 4 or 5 of them. Checked on the greenhouse. Greenhouse is not ready. I talked to the wife a couple times. Just some standard stuff just to keep up to date with the wife. You know, I don't want her to fall out of love with me, which, how could she? I mean, we're getting to be close to multi-millionaires. My social points are, I don't want to say the best, but I mean, you know, we're getting up to near 700,000 social points, whatever that means. We got cows and chickens, which she loves. It's a little hard work, but the money is great. Yep, the combine needs a wash. But if we can get up to 675, that'd be really good. Because then we got the other 3 fields to harvest. And that should push us over the 1.7 million mark. And if I push my luck with the stuff we got in the pantry, maybe, just maybe, we can get to the 1.75 million mark by the end of the season. I don't remember selling the tier 3 food, like the pizza and the fish and whatnot, so I don't know how much money I can get for that stuff. Although the wife seems to kind of stop cooking some of that stuff, so I don't know if there's a limit of how much can be in the pantry. And she's looking at me like, I'm not going to cook more until you eat more in the pantry. Alright, I'll start eating it, or selling it, something. Yeah, so how are we doing here? 15%, we're more than half full in the combine. That's good, good. So it seems to be actually filling up better than I thought at the moment, but I can get a better idea of how many combines we'll get out of the field once it's full, and see how much percent of the field we've done, do some math. We'll figure it out then. Yeah, because we're 60% full. But at least the sell point's not too far up the road, so it's not going to be too long. We're kind of in between both sell points. which is the nice thing about these fields down here. That's why after we had kind of most of the fields around the farm, I said, well, we'll buy the fields down here because you're right in the middle of the two sell points. The old mills is right there, and the other sell point is just right over that house in a way. About the same distance. And the fields in the far east of the map, I look at those and I'm like, oh, those are pretty big fields, but man, that's a long way to transport your grain all the way to the sell point. That's where I think the smaller trailers would come in handy, the Fiegels. If you could, because I think you can buy 2 of those. Can we buy 2 of those? I can't remember. Yeah, you can buy 2. There's 2 of those you can buy in the map. Now, it looks like when you go up to the trailers that you can hitch the trailers up to each other. I haven't tried it recently, and I know some people have said in the forum they tried hooking up and they just don't hook up. But that's where those trailers would come in handy. If you could hook them, hitch them up to each other, and you're in the far east of the map, that's where those trailers would come in very handy. It's actually been so long since I used those, I forgot how much. I think they hold 11,000 grains. I think. So I mean, if you had 2 of them, you could haul 22,000 grains, which would be 6,000 more than what the Kipper can hold. Yeah, those fields in the east, I don't plan on buying until. Well, maybe we cheat all the social points we can get. Well, not all the points you can get. But I would like to get up to the million status at some point. But that's a long ways off still. Yeah, how are we doing? So we're at 76% on the tank. But since now as far as you're concerned, we've skipped about 2 weeks of the season. So like I said, we're at September 8th. I think the last episode was August 24th. Yep, so now we're in the last month of the season. So now it's going to be a little bit of crunch time. Not just the last month of the season, we're already a week, last month of the season. We're a week into the last month of the season. So the workers will come in handy to seed the fields, because if I were doing them all myself and then have to fertilize, be working a lot of long hours. Be a lot of videos of me seeding the fields over and over and over again. But in a couple days time, any rain? The 9th is sunny, the 10th is sunny. So I'm guessing on the 10th is when I'll start seeding, and by the 10th, hopefully we'll be cultivating this field. Because after we get done harvesting it today, the next day we gotta plow the field. And that's going to take a while. But it does bug me that I forgot to wash the combine. But even if I did wash the combine, by the time I finish harvesting this field, it'll probably look like this anyways. At least it would have been clean for a little while. How are we doing? Alright, we're at 90%. And we're almost a quarter of the way through the field. So it feels like it's yielding just a little bit better than I thought. But then again, until the final numbers come in, we just won't know. And obviously it's going to be, the combine's going to be full when I get down here and the tractor and trailer at the other end of the field. I mean, of course it's going to be that way. I'm moving too fast. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I'll wait until I get near the corner of this field, just a little bit closer to the tractor. Then I'll run up there and get the tractor. We'll unload the combine harvester. Alright, that's good. That's good enough. We don't need to be losing crops. At least our tractor's clean. But I guess I could also try when I get done harvesting, just try to hire help for this field again. You never know. You never know. But if it takes me a whole day to plow the field, I wonder how long Charlie would take. Probably forever. He may be still plowing at the beginning of April. So one thing I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to cut you loose, and I'll bring you back in a second. Probably after I finish topping off the trailer and have refilled the combine. So for like always for you, it'll be a second for me when I get there. Well, the trailer is full, and so is the combine, so we need to start selling some of this stuff. And it looks like we are going to be just shy of 3 trailer fulls. That's what it's getting up to be. So maybe we'll get like 2 trailer fulls and maybe another, oh, let me just say probably another 8 to 10,000 grains in the trailer, something like that. So we'll call like 2.5 to 2 3/4 worth. I may be underestimating there just a little bit, so I'm hoping for a little bit more and make myself happy at the end. So we'll see. But we do have a trailer here to sell. And when we get back, we'll be able to fill it back up with 12,000 grains, so the combine is just about full. So I'm still not sure if it will reach the 675 mark today, but you know, this will get us closer. This should bring us up to like 54. 654, I'm hoping. If it's still, I think it's 12,000 per trailer. The price still is, I don't think the price changes, but 756 a ton. So there's 650. $654. So yep, still coming to be 12 grand a ton. Yeah. 12 grand per trailer. So let's head on back to the combine. We'll empty that up. And we'll get back to harvesting. It's somewhere around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think I'm maybe 65% harvested in the field. So I'm not going to have to harvest as late as I thought. I think. Hopefully not. But I'm trying to figure out how to do the next episode. I don't know if I should do all plowing for an episode, or should I combine it 2 days on the farm with plowing and cultivating. So don't be surprised if we skip another day of a day on the farm, because doing 2 days on the farm into one video, that's over 3 hours of recording. So yeah, It's going to take me a while to plow that field and then cultivate it. Actually, cultivating takes longer than plowing. Or unless I'm lucky at the end of the video, if I can remember, I'll see if I can hire someone to plow the field, but I expect to get to where we couldn't find a worker because the field is too big, or they can't get there, and blah blah blah. Hey bird, you might want to move. Just saying. I don't have a horn on this thing. There you go. Every time I get out of a vehicle, I always seem to be facing a different direction than I think I would be facing. So what we done in this field? I can't read the number. So we're 61% harvested. So like we got one trailer, and now this is going to fill up to 12,000 grains. So yeah, obviously we can easily get another trailer full, and then all the extra will be goodies. So there's a slim chance we can get to 675 today. A slim chance. I'm holding out hope. And we still, well, I don't want to get, I was going to get the map just to show you, but we will have this field right here. You know, this is 2.5 hectares worth of peas. Is that, any chance is that, that's not fertilized at all. 0%. Interesting. I didn't get to artificial fertilize these fields. I guess not. Don't know what happened there. I don't quite remember why I didn't artificially fertilize it at all, but still, that will that could push us over this 1.7 million mark. But today it would be nice to reach the 675 mark. That's our goal. So once again, I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'll top off the trailer, and then I'll fill up the combine, and I'll bring you back. And by then, the field, I mean, it still came. Oh, I guess you can't see the other side where we harvested. I lied. I was going to lie to you, but we can see it. And yeah, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so harvesting is the only thing we're going to get to today, as we already know. But once again, I'll see you in a second. Round 2 to the selling point, please. And the combine is sitting in the field full. So that's good news for us, because I think with my calculations, when last time I was up here, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, so I need about another trailer and a combine full to reach our 275 mark. Or excuse me, 675 mark. Jesus, 275. Woo! So we might get somewhere around 14. So the combine's full. That's 12,000. I'm hoping to get like another 2,000 out of the field after that as well. So kind of like what I was hoping when I started. I said maybe 3 trailer fulls, and we're awfully close to that. But this should bring us like 66 grand, I believe, 666. Which now that I think about it, that's a bad number. Wow, 666,366. All right. If any of you get that reference, congratulations. 666. Wonderful. So let's head back to the field so we can unload that combine and finish harvesting the field, because as you can also tell, it's starting to get a little bit darker. I don't think we need the lights on the tractor, but we should, just in case, so people can see us coming, even though no one uses this road. Yeah, there's the other field trailer right there, actually. But I tried, I think, twice now trying to double hitch up a Fiegel trailer, and it doesn't quite work. Now, some people said it, when they tried it, it shows them the option that they can hitch them both up, but they weren't able to. So maybe when they optimize the game in the next patch, maybe that'll be one of the bugs they fix. Although I don't know if it's even a bug. They didn't say. I don't remember ever reading where they said you could hook those up, trailer to trailer. But it seems like it shows like you can. So yeah, so the combine's full. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get another 2,000 grains out of that field. Maybe we will. Never mind the scaffolding. It's glued to my hand. We'll turn on the header. I'll turn on some light. Yeah, there's only one set of lights on this. I'm surprised the harvester doesn't have lights that face, you know, a couple lights face towards the back, other than the tail lights. Is it 8 o'clock already? 7:30? All right, whatever. I've just been sitting in the combine harvester all day long. Oh, I guess I can tire her out. All the rocking around and bouncing up and down. Alright, so the question is, can I get another 2,000 grains out of this field? And maybe we can, actually. Maybe we can. I'm still reminding myself in my brain to try to hire a worker for this field when we get done. Although I expect nothing other than to get the signal that no one wants to work here. Well, all we need is another 9 grand to get to the 675 mark, which was our goal for the day. And with 12,000 grains already in the trailer, and the additional, I'm hoping for 2 here, but I think we are going to come up short on that. Still won't be bad. So I'm thinking we actually might be able to reach that goal today. And hopefully with the other 3 fields, even though I forgot to artificially fertilize them, we got like maybe 4 hectares of field left to harvest. So if we can get 25 grand out of that, that'd get up to 1.7, and maybe, just maybe, by selling some of the stuff in the pantry, we can reach up there. But I have to take also in consideration that I'm going to be hiring some help to see the fields, so there's some, we got to pay our workers. So yeah, reaching that 1.75 million mark is a possibility, but it's also going to be rough. But today was a step in the right direction. We got more than I kind of thought we would get once I started harvesting. I was hoping for 3 trailers today. I think we're going to be just shy of it, but we're not doing that bad. Yes, we're not going to get another 2,000 out of the field, maybe 1,500. Yeah, even 1,500 is going to be a stretch. But every little bit counts, doesn't it? But I also didn't have to work as late as I thought. I was thinking somewhere around 11. And I think it's going to be somewhere around 9 o'clock by the time we get done moving everything around. And there we have it. Header off, header up, pipe out. So another 1,300 grains. I think what we have here... Well, it's going to be tight getting to that 675 mark, but we shall see. Alright, pipe in, and let's go bring the combine harvester. Well, let's get it out of the way, because I'm not sure about us harvesting the fields up here either. Our main goal is to get this field prepped. Even though there is no rain in the forecast, which doesn't really matter too much now. Alright, light off, and we'll zip down to our trailer. Now, like an idiot, and I noticed when I got halfway down to this field this morning, I was driving the tractor down here, and I didn't bring anything with me. I came down with an empty tractor. Because the plow and the cultivator are back at the farm. So for giggles, let's go here. Can someone plow the field for 900? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you couldn't find a worker because it's late. It's probably too big or not accessible. I'd say it's probably too big and maybe not accessible either. I'm just guessing. But what I'll do for the time being, just for today's episode, we'll sell the rest of this grain, see if we hit our mark, and then we'll bring the tractor and trailer back down to the combine, and that's where we'll leave the episode, I believe. We'll teleport back to the farm. Because how late is it? Yeah, well, it's not that late. Maybe I'll just drop off the trailer and drive the tractor all the way back, because I need the plow. I need the plow. And what are you doing out late? Charlotte? Victoria. Oh well. I don't know why I thought Charlotte. I know there's a Charlotte around here somewhere. Alright, drum roll please. Do we have enough to get to 675? So there is 670. Still got 7,000 grains in the tank. 72 with 5,000 grains to go. So I think we're going to do it. Not by a whole lot, but there it is. 675. 676 even. So every little bit is going to help us get closer. We are going to take a punch when we start hiring workers to seed some of the fields. I'm not too desperate to reach the 1 3/4 million mark by not hiring workers and doing the work ourselves. Because, yeah. That's a lot of seeding. In a way, it still might be cheaper to hire someone than us do it ourselves, because when we hire someone, we don't have to pay for the seed. It's part of the price. So, you know, if we seeded every field ourselves, that's a lot of seed we have to buy to do so. Even though I got quite a bit in storage. But there we go. The big field is harvested. Step 1 of 4. Actually, it's kind of like step 1 of 5. We harvest it. I got to plow, cultivate, seed, and artificially fertilize still. And I take a deep breath when I think about it. So, ooh. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it'll get done. Needs to be done. Maybe in the update, maybe we'll be able to hire workers for all the fields. I bought that big field just for that purpose, so workers could work in it, not me. But you can't just have that big field sitting there doing nothing. So we'll leave the trailer there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive back to the farm, park it for the night, head up to bed. But this is what we're going to call it an episode. Just look at the 2 fields we got to do. So hopefully these fields can push us over that mark. That'd be great. But the big field is harvested. But like always, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching the episode. Hopefully it was very enjoyable for you. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.